I'm on a journey to finally clean up my trophy list, once and for all. And I'm starting with the games I still own on the PlayStation 3. And what better place to begin than with two of the best games from that decade, from one of the most beloved game studios in the world. The first game on my list is GTA 5 on the PS3, a game that has truly stood the test of time. Since its original release, it's been re-released on the PS4 in 2014 and again on the PS5 in 2022. But it was on the PS3 version where I first played through the story and picked up a few miscellaneous trophies along the way. And with the online servers long gone, that Platinum trophy is officially unobtainable. Still, with GTA 6 on the horizon, I thought it was a perfect time to dust off my old PS3 and take one last trip to Los Santos to finish what a younger me never did.
It's been nearly 10 years. Oh, but you'll keep for another day or so, huh, old friend? You motherfucking fuck!
I figured I'd start with all of the easier trophies, and one of those was the TP Industries arms race. For this one, you have to complete all the arms race missions after buying the airfield. These weren't particularly hard, and was only made difficult because I had no idea what I was doing. The first thing I did was collect all supplies from the buggy. I then hopped in the plane to blow up some trains, boats, and naturally, myself. Turns out, when you haven't played a game in over a decade, the muscle memory isn't quite what it used to be. But after a few failed attempts and a lot of shooting, the last mission was done. Then it was time to fully mod a vehicle for the Los Santos custom trophy. I pulled up and started throwing on every upgrade I could. New paint, new wheels, turbo, everything I could think of. But no trophy. So I went back in and bought even more mods. Still nothing. At this point, I'm convinced I'm just being scammed by the Los Santos custom guy.
What can the best mechanic in LS do for you?
By the third trip, I had spent enough money to put the mechanics kits through college. But hey, the trophy finally popped. And at least now, I had a sweet ride. For about a minute. Next on the list was a multidiscipline trophy, where you have to get gold medals in all hobbies and pastimes. Now, I had no clue what I've done 10 years ago, or what I was still missing. So I started testing everything. I won each type of race with Franklin, but nothing popped. When that didn't work, I tried my luck at the shooting range, a few bullseyes later, still nothing. At this point, I was starting to run out of ideas, and patience. So I decided to go big, and enter a triathlon. I remember these being brutal. 3 events, 0 breaks, and stamina management that had made your thumb cry. But apparently somewhere along the way, I turned Michael into the next Captain America.
Don't say it! Don't you say it!
Davey!
Come on!
And even after crashing the bike halfway through, he powered through like a champ, and after winning the race, the trophy finally popped. After that ordeal, it was time to get what I thought would be the easiest trophy, out of your depth. So I got on a boat and sailed for so long I thought I'd end up in Liberty City. What I didn't realize was that I had to manually get out of the boat, so naturally, I drowned. I mean sure, if my boat started to sink, I'd just sit there, you know, like a normal person. Okay, take 2. I stole another boat, which turned out to be the slowest boat imaginable, and I was not sailing that long in that. So I ditched it and hopped on a jet ski instead. This time it was smooth sailing. The jet ski sank, a shark ate Michael, and the trophy popped, all in a day's work. Next up were the grindy trophies. I figured I'd start with the stunt jump trophies, because hey, stunt jumps are fun, right? Wrong. Most of the jumps were straightforward, some were borderline impossible. I'd crash, land in water, explode, or just straight up die. And every time I had to run around, find a new car that could even make the jump, drive all the way back and do it again. Now, what I didn't know at the time was that you could quick save the game right before a jump and then reload if you failed. So doing all this was a complete waste of time. But after learning every trick and every angle and spending way too much money on Franklin's hospital bills, I finally cleared them all. And I rejoiced that I was finally done with the stunt jumps for good. Or so I thought. But without knowing the pain yet to come, I continued with one of the strangest trophies in all of GTA history, Kevlar. I switched over to Michael and decided to finally join the Epsilon program, because apparently donating all of your money to a weird cult in blue robes is all it takes to reach enlightenment. So I started my spiritual journey, delivering cars and running across the desert in a blue pajamas. But after what felt like an eternity of doing favors for the space lizards, or whatever these guys believe in, finally invited to the last mission. And as it turns out, the real enlightenment was robbing them blind and driving off into the sunset. Kevlar, brother Michael, Kevlar. With the weirdness that was Kevlar, I thought it was time to take a scenic dive in the ocean for the waste management trophy. For this one, you have to collect all 30 nuclear waste from the bottom of the ocean, which meant buying a submarine and spending the next few hours picking up glowing barrels of radioactive sludge like some sort of underwater janitor. First it was kind of relaxing, but after about the 5th barrel, I started to realize that this would be a grind. Still, after collecting all 30 barrels of toxic waste, I got the trophy. And made Trevor truly the cleanest criminal in Los Santos. Now this is the point where I realized I had made a huge mistake. See, I first played through GTA 5 back in 2013, got all the story trophies and even the 2 collectible ones. But apparently in 2015 I went back and played the whole story again on a completely new save. Which means I've been grinding on a save that has a 79% completion, while my original one from 2013 was on 86%. How I didn't notice this sooner, I have no idea. But switching to the older save would save me a ton of time, since that's the one where I already had all the collectibles and more miscellaneous things like strangers and freaks, and I was not collecting those again. The downside, everything else I'd just done toward the 100% completion had to be redone. Luckily, it was only a few things, like completing the shooting range and some races. But there was one thing I really dreaded doing, the stunt jumps. So before switching back to my old save for 100% completion, I decided to knock out a few trophies I could grab without losing progress. First up, a lot of cheddar. At first this sounded daunting, spending $200 million in total, considering all 3 characters only had about 20 million each. That's a problem. But luckily, the trophy is made really easy with the stock exchange trick, where you just buy and sell the same stock repeatedly, and after a couple of minutes of pretending to be the Wolf of Wall Street, the trophy popped. Next up, 3-man army. To get this trophy, you have to survive 3 minutes with all 3 characters off mission for a 3-star Wonder level. So I picked up Michael and Trevor, started some good old-fashioned chaos, and somehow survived 3 minutes of non-stop police brutality. Not bad for a regular Tuesday in Los Santos. With all that out of the way, only 3 trophies remained: Solid Gold Baby, Career Criminal, and Close Shave. Now it was time to chase that 100% completion, but just like with multi-discipline, I had no idea what I've done or what I was still missing. Still, one thing was clear: before I could do that, I had to get Close Shave. By now, I'd been flying around quite a bit, so this shouldn't be that difficult, right? After a few less than successful attempts, I realized something. If I wanted to pull this off, I had to go back to school. Flight school. And luckily, flight school was also required for the 100% completion. So it was a win-win. After completing all the lessons, I was finally ready to earn my wings and earn my trophy. But now, it was time for the real grind towards the 100%. So I picked up this lady and we discussed the last few requirements needed. I'm not a creep, this is seriously needed for the 100%. After that, I got to work. So I won at tennis,
Well, at least I hope you learned something.
got even in golf,
That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
did all parachute jumps, which unlocked the final Strangers and Freaks mission, and finally wrapped up the last few races. And then there was only one thing standing between me and the 100% trophy. The stunt jumps.
No. Wait.
Having completed all the jumps once, one would think that getting only half this time would be a walk in the park. But all jokes aside, knowing which jumps to avoid and being able to quick save before each one made things way easier. And after a surprisingly smooth final run, I finally nailed the last jump, and with it, the Career Criminal Trophy. And finally, only one trophy remained. Solid Gold Baby. At first, I thought it would be a boring grind. 70 gold medals, and I only had 23. And yeah, I was partially right. But it turned out to be more than that. It was a full-blown nostalgic trip down memory lane. Replaying the story missions, meeting all the main characters again, the banter between Franklin and Lamar,
I can take care of my sizzle.
No, the fuck you kids ain't.
Michael's family troubles,
Fuck you! What the fuck? Disrespectful little asshole!
and of course, Trevor's chaotic introduction.
I know.
Even the weird and wonderful Strangers and Freaks across Los Santos, I'd forgotten how good some of these missions were. Getting the 70 gold medals wasn't easy though, and I can see why this trophy is so rare. But with each gold medal inching closer to that final trophy, I felt this weird mix of excitement and nostalgia, knowing I was about to say goodbye to Los Santos for good. So for the final gold medal, I figured it was only fitting to end it where it all began, with the first mission, Franklin and Lamar. That was that. Every single player trophy was done. I am, however, a little sad that the online trophies are unobtainable now. I just wish there was a way to go back in time to 2013 and grab them while it was still possible. But maybe there is a way. If my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, we gonna see some serious stuff. Oh no, I went too far back, all the way back to 1947. Oh well, 2011, when LA Noire first released on the PS3. I actually went back earlier last year to get the Platinum trophy, but there was still one thing missing for that beautiful 100%, the DLC trophies. 4 new cases, 20 trophies, and one very determined detective.
Time for action, Herschel. Time for change.
So it was time to dust off the fedora and finally close the case of the missing 100%. The DLC cases all follow the same rule. Nearly everything is missable, so if I mess up, I'm replaying the entire case. So I had to be careful going into each one, like the trophy fagaloo, tailing a suspect without being spotted. I kept my distance. Maybe a little too much distance. But after that, everything went smoothly.
Should have seen the look on the pawnbroker's face when I told him to hand it over.
As the trophies started stacking up, I really started to notice how quickly the game switches pace. One moment you're carefully searching for clues,
I'll need a
trying to read a suspect,
Get out of crime. Marry someone boring who has money and will find you captivating.
or driving Miss Daisy without hitting anything. And the next, you're on a full-blown shootout. Slamming suspects off the road,
What's your name?
or just going full GTA by destroying public property. And then right back to solving puzzles.
A-Y, the fourth M-E-T, the fifth A-L-S.
And with each trophy, I knew I was finally close to finishing LA Noire after all these years. Now the only thing left was solving the cases and dealing with the criminals one way or another.
Damn fine work, Phelps.
And just like that, GTA 5 was as complete as it can be, and LA Noire 100% after 14 years, and I was one step closer to cleaning up my trophy list once and for all. Thanks for watching.